Why don't scientists trust atoms?
I have no idea why.
It is because they make up everything in the universe, even the tea we are drinking right now. You know, I once tried to teach my dog to play chess. Did he learn? No, but he certainly mastered the art of losing with dignity.
You know, being back here at the university really takes me back to when we first met. Honestly, this bhuna khichuri tastes even better now that we're sharing it, just like the old days.
Why did the banana go to the doctor?
I have no idea why.
Because he was not peeling very well and he thought he needed a little bit of potassium.
Why did the pineapple stop in the middle of the road? I have no idea. Why did it stop?
Because it ran out of juice.
Why did the ice cream truck break down on the highway?
I have no idea why.
Because of a double scoop, it couldn't handle the rocky road.
Why did the banana go to the doctor?
Because he wasn't peeling very well.
That is a good one, you have to admit.
Why did the watermelon go to the party alone? Because he was one in a melon, and he knew he could just pick up someone sweet there.
Look at the size of that one.
It is definitely the largest one in the orchard this year.
We should probably pick it before it gets any heavier.
You would not believe how much this tree has grown this season.
Yeah.
It truly is a record harvest.
Yeah.
We should be very proud of all the hard work. Friends, if you do not try the tea from the floating stalls at Dhaka University, you will miss out on a great experience. You really will not understand the true taste of hanging out until you have had it.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Why did the watermelon go to the party alone?
I have no idea. Why did it?
Because it was a little bit melancholy by itself.
You know, they say that food always tastes better when you share it with good friends.
Absolutely. It is the best way to enjoy a meal. Do you know why I love this spot? Because the ice cream is cheap. No, because it is the only place I can think clearly after classes.
Why do scientists not trust atoms? I am not sure. Why is that? Because they make up everything in the entire universe, including our bus ride.
Why did the prawn get a job as a salesperson?
Because he was great at showing off his catch of the day and always had a positive attitude.
Why did the melon jump into the pool?
I have no idea why.
Because it wanted to be a watermelon.
Why did the prawn get kicked out of the party? Because he was being a little shellfish and wouldn't share any of the snacks with his friends.
Why did the lemon go to the doctor? Because it was feeling a little sour today, but don't worry, it is feeling much better now that it has been squeezed into a refreshing drink. Drink.
Welcome to this quiet corner of my garden where everything feels peaceful and slow. Sometimes it is just nice to stand still and appreciate the simple things in life.
You know, these guavas always remind me of the summer I spent at my grandfather's farm.
Yeah.
That sounds like a wonderful memory, and it is great to see the produce looking so fresh today. Friends, if you do not try the tea from the floating stalls at Dhaka University, you will miss out on a great experience. You really will not understand the true taste of hanging out until you have had it.
I could not believe he actually wore that suit to the meeting. Yeah. You are kidding me. No way he showed up looking like that. I wish I was joking, but it was absolutely hilarious.
You know, I once tried to make this exact curry at home, but I ended up accidentally turning the kitchen into a spice cloud.
That sounds like a disaster, but at least the food smells delicious today.
You know, I once tried to learn how to juggle, but I just could not get the hang of it, so I guess I dropped the ball on that one.
That is a classic.
Friends, if you do not try the tea from the floating stalls at Dhaka University, you will miss out on a great experience. You really will not understand the true taste of hanging out until you have had it.
I am so glad to be here with you today and to share my story of how I found my true passion for painting, which has allowed me to express my feelings.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Why do camels never get lost in the desert? Because they always know which way is west, and they have excellent navigation skills in their hump, which is quite impressive.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Why do wedding cakes always work together? Because they take the cake when it comes to having a sweet relationship. Why did the fruit go to school? Because it wanted to become a smart apple.
Why did the tomato turn red?
Because it saw the salad dressing.
You really have to try these pineapples. The sweetness is incredible, and the flavor is so fresh, and it feels like a little piece of paradise in every single bite.
Why did the bicycle fall over?
Because it was too tired, and I think we all feel that way after a long day of hard work.